Quoi alors? Before we can learn the subjunctive with expressions of fear, we have to review the subjunctive itself. English no longer uses this verb mood, however the French language uses it to express various states of unreality, such as wish, emotion, possibility, judgment, opinion, necessity, or action that has not yet occurred. A full review of the subjunctive can be found here on C-Tools. If you're still a bit confused about the subjunctive, don't worry. Many speakers of English are always confused about the subjunctive when learning it in French, but there are still a few remnants of the subjunctive in English. Let's see them now. God save the Queen is a perfect example of the subjunctive in English, because it is both a wish and a necessity that God save the Queen. The same can be said for the equally patriotic God bless America, where God is the subject, bless is the subjunctive, and America is the direct object. A similar example in French would be Vive le roi, which means literally in English, live the king. Now that the idea of the subjunctive is a little clearer in your mind, let's move on to formation of the subjunctive. We'll add on the subjunctive with fear a little later. To form a subjunctive sentence, you need a necessity, wish, desire, etc. Here we're using a necessity. Il faut que. It is necessary that. After que, that, you can add another subject. Here we've chosen je, which means I. And after that, you need a secondary verb, such as parler, to speak. To give some relevance to our subjunctive sentence, we could add on en classe, which means in class. Altogether, the meaning would come across as, it is necessary that I speak in class. Our job now is to make all of the jumbled pieces of the sentence we just came up with, je, parler, and en classe, make sense for the subjunctive. How do we do that? We take the third plural present, il part, and we will make that fit for the subjunctive stem. To do that, we must take part and take off the ent. This will then give us the stem parl, part, where we can add on the endings for je pars, tu pars, il part, nous parlions, vous parliez, and il part. Most of them look regular, except for nous and vous, which add on an I. This exception will always occur with nous and vous with regular verbs only. Irregular verbs can be reviewed in the PDF document on C-Tools. To form the subjunctive with fear, you will use the verb craindre, which means to fear. This will replace il faut que at the beginning of the sentence and will look something like this. Je crains que. Then you will add on a subjunctive after the que, just as you have with the sentence we made before. An example of this would be, Je crains que cette guêpe te pique, meaning I'm afraid that this wasp will sting you. Your work for this lesson should be submitted in PDF or Word document format. Write 5 sentences using the subjunctive with fear, also using the vocabulary you've learned from your previous lesson. Bon travail!